So this is a little Nintendo Pokémon Mini, which I've picked up from eBay. I paid about £17 for it, and there's no signs of life at all. It takes a cartridge, so I'm not sure whether or not I need a game in. There's some corrosion on the battery terminal here, which I've tried to clean up. I've been unsuccessful in trying to get a picture or some signs of life. So I think it's going to have to come apart and see if there's anything inside that is an obvious fault. Let's get it open. It looks like it takes driving. Typical Nintendo. Oh, I've got a problem. The hole's too deep. What am I going to do about that then? The last thing I want to do is to damage it because it's in good condition. What a pain. Right, anyways, right. Let's see if we can clean that up instead. There's some bad corrosion on there, so I might not have to open it. If I can get down to some good metal. If that's corroded, of course, in there, there's a chance it's gone into the board and caught a component or two. But I'm not going to find out today because I can't get into the screw. Still no signs of life. Do I need a cartridge? Right. I need a new tool. Let's get that ordered. It's been a couple of days and some new screwdrivers have arrived. So I can finally get to that bottom screw and get this open. Hopefully we can see what's wrong with it. What have we got? Speaker. Right. And that doesn't look too bad. There's some corrosion, I think, on these screws here. And that doesn't look very good. There. I don't want to pop that. I don't want to try and. I think that's just a little buzzer. What's this? I'm not sure what that is. Get this under the microscope. We'll have a better look. So this is suffering from quite bad water damage. I think that's some kind of rumble pack. I don't know if there's a component missing from here. That may not have been populated. See if we can remove some of these screws. Can I see another screw? I think there might be a bit of glue behind the screen. Doesn't want to come out. I'm tempted to give it a bit of a clean with some IPA, but we really are clutching at straws with this one, I think. Use the power supply to give it 1.5 volts, and I didn't think it would come on, but it was worth a shot. So another look at this scope. My microphone's been cutting off here. All I'm doing is checking the fuse, and the fuse is gone. So I'm using a fuse from an old Nintendo DS Lite board. That fuse F1 there still works, so I'll take that off and I'll use that as a new fuse on the little Pokemon Mini board. Right, 1.5 volts, 3 volts, 1.5 volts, 1.5, 1.5, 3 volts. Does this board turn your 1.5 into 3 volts? So we've got power coming in, the fuse is working, and I've got some kind of 1.5 to 3 volts conversion going on. I'm just trying to gently prise this board out. That sounds like glue. There looks to be a ribbon cable underneath there. There's a lot of corrosion underneath this pad, so the water's getting underneath there, look. I'm not sure if that screen pushes out. I don't think it does. There we go. That's it. Now those connectors look nice and clean. Can't say the same for that side. So let's see if we can get that cleaned up. So I can give that, with the screen on this piece, I can give that a good spray. It looks as if the pads, they've either lost a lot of copper or they're corroded. So we'll put that in some vinegar and we'll see how far we can get them pads cleaned up. They've cleaned up quite. Not too bad there. It would seem like a good opportunity to try it before we put it in the bath. Still nothing. Let's keep trying. I'm not giving up on you yet, little buddy. The board's been soaking in vinegar. There's those two contacts. You see it's taking the corrosion off. And those are still not perfect, but they're better than what they were. So I think I'll put that back together and see if we can give it some voltage. Should have put this in the vinegar, but I never thought on at the time. Put the power supply on, give it 1.5 volts. I'm not expecting this to work, not straight away, but it's worth a shot. Press the reset button. No signs of life yet. I think that's a little MOSFET. I wonder if that's for the powers the screen, perhaps. I wonder if we can get some voltages from the components up here. Maybe to give an indication whether or not the screen's getting some power. Now I've got 2.2 in the middle, 3 on the outside. That must be ground. I've got 2.4. Let's have a look at that underneath the microscope and see if we can find out what it is. Now that I've got this board clean, well, it's clean. Let's have a good. It's voiceover time. I've gave up on the board at this point. I'm not going to try to follow individual traces. I mean, you can see that there's a lot of exposed copper. It just didn't seem, it's just not worth it. So at this point I give up on the board and I'll start putting it back together. And I've resided to the fact that it's now just a display piece, and it won't work. We're not gonna put the effort in to get this working again. I've put it back together, and it's come on. So, despite us giving up on it, I've put it back together, but I haven't connected the buzzer back up, so I'll have to resolder the buzzer now. So I'm over the moon. It must have been the corrosion perhaps on the back of those contacts. I can't believe that suddenly came back to life. I'll have to have a look at the video and see which way. Get those wires soldered back on there. We'll put it back together, and if it works, it's a fix. 2 minutes, I've got to check the video. Pop the battery in. And it's working, little animation telling you to put a cartridge in. I suppose I'm going to have to say it's a mixture of a blown fuse from being dunked in liquid. We'll replace that, and then a clean of those copper pads to get the buttons working. Unfortunately, I cannot test it any further because I don't have a cartridge, but it's not working. But you might have noticed, put the battery in the wrong way. There you go. Brilliant. Well, if that doesn't deserve a like, I don't know what does. So if you like that, give us a thumbs up please. If you'd like to see more, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Have a nice weekend.